Hello there, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for pressing play on the video today and welcome back. Today we're going to be making this little card here. I don't know if you've started on your Christmas makes yet. I actually started back in August prepping for Christmas, which for me is unheard of. Usually I'm making cards as I'm writing them to send them in December, but I managed to get myself organised, so I've actually got a lot of cards made ready to send this year. Today's card we're going to be using this set, which is called Flurry of Wishes. It's got these 4 beautiful snowflake images, different sizes, small, medium, large and extra large snowflake. We're only going to be using these 2 smaller ones today, and actually in the set they come attached to each other because they used to fit in a punch that we had, but we don't have anymore, don't sell anymore. But I've actually cut mine apart so that we can use them separately today, so I just cut them apart. I know some people think it's sacrilege to cut their rubber stamps, but I don't have any qualms about that. This is a really lovely set. It's got some really nice sentiments, a nice Merry Christmas down there, which is the one we're going to use. This one which says, "Be filled with wonder, be touched by peace, believe in the miracle." And this one's sending you a flurry of warm Christmas wishes. So a very useful Christmassy set. Before we start making our card, I just wanted to show you some of the other cards I've made apart from that one, so you can see how versatile it is. They're all very much in the same colour scheme. Don't know if you can see that one. I put a little bit of Winker's Stella on that one to make it sparkly. This was actually cut out with our punch, but actually it would be quite easy to fussy cut these, wouldn't be too difficult. This one, use some this is retired ribbon now because I made most of these last year, and some of our bigger sequins, but we've got little sequins this year that you could use instead there. Another one with the panel, slightly different colour scheme, and some rhinestones on there. Another one that I've layered up on a little square card on pool party card, and then tempting turquoise, and use those colours in the stamping. This one with the snowflakes down the side, some of them raised up onto dimensionals, and again that lovely Merry Christmas greeting. This one I've used the other greeting, sending you a flurry of warm wishes, and just stamped the whole of the back of the card in, I think it's tempting turquoise, pool party and smoky slate, and just a little bit of pool party ribbon going across there. And this is the last one, which is very similar to the card that we're going to make today. This is today's card, and this one is very similar, except I've mounted it on a slimmer panel with an edge of tempting turquoise. So let's get started. This is a really good card for a beginner stamper. It's a very, very simple card, and it needs very, very few products to make it. All you will need to make this card is a white card blank. I've made mine from thick whisper white paper. I've got a backing of a dimensional stuck on there. Thick whisper white cardstock, and it measures in metric 21 centimeters by 15, or in imperial 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4. And when it's folded, so you fold in the center here, so in metric you fold at 10 1/2 centimeters, in imperial you score at 4 1/8 inches, and the final card measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. So you need that. You then need a panel of tempting turquoise, which is either 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 inch smaller than your original card blank, and then another panel of white, which again is either 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 inch smaller than the tempting turquoise, and they're all going to layer on there. That's all the cardstock you need, just 2 colours. And then the stamp set you will need is just this one. We're only going to use 1 stamp set and 1 ink today, 1 colour ink. We're just going to be using tempting turquoise. So although this card might look like we've used several different colours, we've just used 1 stamp pad on there. And the only other thing that you will need if you wanted to decorate your card like I have with a few rhinestones is we just need the rhinestones. And for the moment I can't see where I put them. There they are, they're hidden under there. And you might have spotted that a few of my rhinestones are actually coloured turquoise, and I'll just show you the trick that I use. So you might need 1 other product if you wanted to do that, but you don't have to. They look fine as clear rhinestones. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to start. I'm not going to glue anything yet. I'm going to put those to one side. I'm going to start with my white panel and my 2 snowflakes. Okay, and the way to get this double effect, this effect of several different shades, is by stamping it off. So I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper. I could stamp on my grid paper, but I quite like to keep that as clean as possible. And my tempting turquoise stamp pad. So some of these images I'm going to just ink up the stamp and stamp, like so. So this is the bigger one of the two. There are two snowflakes. This is the bigger one of the two that I'm using at the minute. I'm going to ink it up and I'm going to stamp it up in the corner there. I'm then going to ink it again and stamp it lower down on the page here. And then without inking it, I'm going to stamp it in the centre here, like so. So you get a different colour of ink because I've stamped off there. I've used the ink up there and I've double stamped it there. I'm then going to ink another one up and stamp it here. And then I'm going to ink it up, stamp it off on my grid paper and stamp another stamped off image there. So you can see we're beginning to get the effect of different colours. I'm then going to change to my smaller snowflake, and I'm going to start by stamping off, and I'm going to stamp it here. I'm going to do another stamped off image. Don't know if I've left enough room actually here, and then I'm going to stamp a full image, inked up image there, and I might try and lightly stamp off and see if I can get a slightly darker image. There we go. So really 3 tones of the same colour going on there. Okay, so we've got those snowflakes. The last thing that we need to stamp is our greeting, which is the Merry Christmas from the same set. On my sample I've done it there. I'm going to do it a little bit over here this time because my snowflakes are positioned slightly differently. So I'm hoping that this is going to be straight. There we go. Merry Christmas. Now, to finish off your card, you need to mount that panel onto the turquoise and then the white. And as you know, I always would go for using Tombow glue because that will give you time. If you stick it down and it's not straight, the Tombow will give you a little bit of time to correct it. You only need a little tiny bit. Can you see I'm not using very much, very thin line, but it's such good glue that it will stick whatever, so you don't need a huge amount. So let's put that there, and then mount that onto our card blank. So again with the Tombow glue, you can see it better on here how much glue I'm using, so not too much and not too near the edge because as you press it down it will squidge out and it will go towards the edges. So if you're too near the edge it will squidge outside and you'll have glue all over your project. So there we go. And the last little thing that we needed to finish off this little project, I told you it was quick. This would be a really good project to do for bulk producing Christmas cards if you wanted to do this design. So I'm going to take my gems, my rhinestones and my pokey tool, and in the centre of each snowflake I'm going to pop a rhinestone. In the smaller ones I'm going to use these smaller rhinestones, which I think are 4 millimeters rather, not centimeters. And in the bigger ones I'm going to use the bigger rhinestones. They're so lovely, our rhinestones, they're so sparkly, just like real diamonds. Adds a little bit of bling to your card by adding these. And then if you wanted to, like I've done on my original, I've added some in between the snowflakes that coordinate with the colours we've used. I don't know if you can see that very well on there. Can you see that they're slightly blue? And the way I did that was by using one of our new products. We have got a new product line called Stampin' Blends, which are these pens. Okay, they come in I think 24 different colours, 12 different colours, no, 12 different colours I think, with 2 shades of each colour, a light and a dark. And they're alcohol pens, so when you're colouring with them you don't get horrible streaks and things like you might with some pens. They're really fabulous, but what they're also really good for is we can colour our rhinestones, or our pearls actually. So you just take the brush tip, this is the light Bermuda Bay, there isn't a tempting turquoise one yet, so I'm using Bermuda Bay, and all you need to do with that brush tip is just colour over the rhinestones and take very little amount of time, and you can have rhinestones in any of the colours that the pens come in. If I show you, if I lift them up and show you all the different colours, any of those colours that match the Stampin' Up! Colour palette, you can have rhinestones in. So, oh, that's not the one, this is one. So let's just pop those rhinestones, on the end of my pokey tool, in between these snowflakes, just to add a little bit more interest to our card. There we go. And that's our card finished. How quick and easy was that? Very good project for a beginner stamper, or even if you want to, like I say, if you want to bulk produce your Christmas cards. Really pretty, really lovely, much nicer than a shop bought card I think, but very simple to make. Hope you've enjoyed that project. If you wanted to buy any of the products, please pop over to my shop, which you can access either in the links below the video or through my blog. And remember, if you want to be notified of whenever I post a video, you need to click on the bell below this video, because then it will send you notifications. Just subscribing doesn't anymore mean that you'll get a notification, so you need to press that bell. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I've got loads more Christmassy projects to show you, so I'll be back very soon with another one. Do have a go. I'd love to see if you do have a go, see what you produce, and I'll see you soon.